Aging isn't a polite, evenly paced process. It doesn't knock on every door in your body with the same timing or intensity. Instead, it starts with a whisper in one corner, a hormonal imbalance here, a stiffened artery there, and then spreads like ripples across a still pond, disrupting systems that weren't even the original problem. One failing organ doesn't stay in its lane. It starts a biological chain reaction that drags everything else along with it. That's the brutal logic of the aging body. It's a network, not a checklist. Take the adrenal glands, for example, two tiny, triangular workhorses that sit on top of your kidneys and quietly run your stress response, hormone balance, and energy rhythms. They're not flashy. They don't sag or wrinkle. But they're among the earliest systems to show signs of wear, especially by your 30s or 40s. And when they falter, the consequences are wide-ranging. Low-grade adrenal dysfunction doesn't just make you tired or anxious. It disrupts cortisol production, which in turn throws off immune regulation, blood sugar balance, sleep quality, and inflammation control. One quiet hormonal hiccup ends up echoing across nearly every major system. Suddenly, your immune system doesn't recover as fast from stress. Your sleep becomes fractured, so your brain can't detox properly overnight. That fog you feel at 3 p.m. isn't just exhaustion. It's your cognitive network running on reduced fuel because the metabolic rhythms tied to adrenal function are out of sync. Even digestion falters. Cortisol helps regulate gastrointestinal blood flow and motility, so when that rhythm is off, your gut bacteria suffer, nutrient absorption weakens, and inflammation starts simmering. You get more sensitive to foods, more bloated, more moody, and you have no idea it all started with a pair of overworked glands. The same ripple effect happens with the vascular system. Arteries and veins aren't just tubes, they're active participants in everything from brain health to kidney function. When blood vessels stiffen and lose their elasticity, as they often do by midlife, your brain stops getting the smooth, pulsatile flow it needs. Microcirculation slows, oxygen delivery drops, and small vessel disease starts to take root. You might notice it as forgetfulness or slowed reaction time, but under the surface, your neurons are quietly suffocating. Meanwhile, that same vascular aging is impairing your kidney's ability to filter toxins efficiently, which affects blood pressure, mineral balance, and even bone health. Your skin gets less blood flow and suddenly looks a decade older. Your immune cells become less mobile because, yes, even your immune function relies on good circulation. And now you've got another problem. Poor vascular health is both a cause and consequence of chronic inflammation. Once inflammation takes root systemically, aging accelerates everywhere from muscle loss to cognitive decline. This is the hidden architecture of aging. It rarely starts with a catastrophic failure. More often, it begins with one underperforming system that drags others down. The body is designed for balance and redundancy, but it's also interconnected in ways that make it vulnerable to cascading breakdowns. If one link weakens, the tension spreads. What makes this both fascinating and terrifying is how slowly it can happen. You don't need a medical emergency for your adrenal or vascular systems to start dragging the rest of your body with them. The shift can be so subtle that you mistake it for personality changes, midlife malaise, or just getting older. But underneath that low energy or persistent gut issue or new food sensitivity is a system slowly losing its capacity to self-regulate. By the time multiple systems show symptoms, they're no longer just aging in parallel, they're locked in a feedback loop. But the ripple effect works in both directions. If one failing system can accelerate overall decline, then strengthening a weak system may slow it down. That's why addressing adrenal fatigue, for instance, doesn't just give you energy, it often improves mood, digestion, immune resilience, and even cognitive clarity. Supporting vascular health can improve memory, reduce inflammation, and boost kidney function. One targeted intervention can unstick the whole machine, like realigning the wheels of a car that's been pulling to one side for years. This doesn't mean there's a single magic lever, but it does mean we should stop thinking of aging as a collection of isolated problems, heart health, brain aging, gut issues, and start seeing it as a web of dependencies. When one thread frays, the whole net stretches. When one node strengthens, the tension lifts. The body doesn't age in pieces. It ages in patterns. And if you can spot the first stone to fall, whether it's your adrenal glands, your arteries, or your sleep, you have a chance to calm the ripple before it becomes a wave.